How's it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here, your Ginger Jody Geek. Welcome back to Triple G Comics. Today, I'm joined by my good friend Efrain from Passpoint1 Comics again. How are you doing, Efrain?
I'm doing okay. About yourself, Peter?
Not so bad, mate. Not so bad. Really excited because today we're going to be looking at our top picks for May, and I think there are some great comics out there. I think we've both got some good picks. Are you excited about May?
Yeah, man. Every time, I know we've limited to 5 picks, but there are so many books out there. Sometimes I wish, man, we should do maybe 6 or 7 or 8. But it's just 5, everybody. So relax.
Yeah. Right, we'll crack straight on with it. So, like I said, this is the monthly picks for May. We do this every month. So if you're interested in looking at some of the previous videos, please check them out. And we also look at next week's comics. So we'll pick a comic for next week as well.
Yep.
So, Efrain, I think we're starting off with 2 of your picks. Now, before we get into it, you're going to have to talk to me a little bit about this twig, because I've seen loads of stuff on some of the Facebook pages about it, and I haven't got a clue what it is.
So this is another book by Scotty Young. And you know how much I enjoy Scotty Young. I mean, you told me you started collecting Scotty Young covers because I've been talking about him so much. So this is from, I believe it's from Image Comics. And let me see here. It's writer Scotty Young and artist Kyle Strahan. It's the first days of Twig's new job as a journeyer on a Jeff Smith's Bone-esque quest to save the Dark Crystal Labyrinth-style world. Join our hesitant hero for an inspiring and imaginative tale of hope, heartache, and determination to overcome insurmountable odds. So that's the premise of the book. Obviously, this is the very first issue, #1. And, you know, once it comes to Scotty Young, I go, God, the way he draws his little characters, they're so cute and adorable. I hate to say that, but, you know, I go, God, I got to get this book. So,
I mean, for me, Scotty Young, I think, always is mainly known, isn't he, for his cover work and for those baby covers.
Yes.
But and when I say baby, I don't mean babyish. I mean the kind of caricature he draws.
Yes.
But he's written some tremendous stories as well. You know, the me I Love in the Dark or You Love in the Dark is very good.
Yeah.
And also, I'm a huge fan of I Hate Fairyland.
Oh,
I don't know if you've read that.
Oh, yeah. If I've read that book.
Yeah. So I'll pick this one up, I think, Efrain, just to see what it's all about. Because I do like the look of that cover. It looks intriguing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I hope it's adventurous or it's intriguing. I hope it's not. I don't know if it's going to be. It seems like childlike, but that's just the cover. I mean, you know, like it's his artwork. So I'm really, you know, excited to see what this book is about. We'll
give it a go.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah. You know, this one is a Star Wars, I think, Obi-Wan. I don't know if it's based, I guess it's his final days in the remote deserts of Tatooine. You know, it says Obi-Wan Kenobi takes time to reflect on and record key moments of a historic life long lived. So obviously it's like the end of his days. It's probably right before Star Wars.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. But this cover, I believe it's by E.M. Gist.
Right.
Or Gist. I think it's an awesome looking cover.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I love that kind of painted style. It's a little bit Alex Ross kind of style. You know, it looks tremendous. I mean, I enjoy Star Wars. I don't know a great deal about Obi-Wan's backstory outside of what's been in the movies. So that would be an interesting one to pick up. Great timing for it coming out as well, just with the Obi-Wan show around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they did that on purpose. They timed it so it would be like that. I mean, this picture almost looks like it could not even be a comic book cover. It could be like an art work. You know, I really enjoy this art, you know.
Looks good. I like that one. So my first 2 picks, Captain America, Symbol of Truth. Pick this one up. I mentioned this one really just because I love the cover art. I was a big fan of Sam Wilson as Captain America. I loved the Captain America and Winter Soldier TV series. I think that's one of Marvel's strongest series. So I was just interested to see what this one's all about, really. The synopsis for it says that Sam Wilson picks up the shield once more and enters a world of trouble. So I think I'll give that one a go, see what I think of that. I love that costume design. I really like the costume. So I think, it looks cool.
I wonder if he picks up Captain America's shield. Because it looks different, the shield. If you look at the artwork on right in the middle,
Yeah, it
So
doesn't look like a star, does it?
no, it does not.
And I don't know if the colouring's slightly off as well. I don't know if US Agent had a shield like that for a while. Don't know. Interesting. Avatar. Now, I've not read anything of Avatar, but I do remember going to see the movie, crikey,
Yeah.
many years ago. It was one of the first 3D movies that I saw. And obviously it's coming back, isn't it? There's going to be a number of films, I think, over the next few years, potentially. Not sure what I think of that. It feels a bit kind of, it's been and done, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I like the look of the image on the cover. And I think that's the Sigourney Weaver character as well. It looks very much like her still.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it does. Yeah.
yeah. So give that one a go, see what I think of that. Just to really kind of revisit Avatar before these movies come out.
Yeah, I think they missed a boat on the movies, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been forever. So,
Yeah.
I don't know why is it taking so long?
I mean, I guess what I would say is that like I said, I moved away from Avatar because, like I say, it's years old, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was in not your neck of the woods, but in your home country a couple of years back, and I visited Florida and went to the Avatar ride at Animal Kingdom, I think it was. It was phenomenal, mate. Absolutely phenomenal, and that reinvigorated my passion a little bit for Avatar. So, yeah, looking forward to that one. Ooh, two nice covers there, Efrain.
So the one on the left is still continuing as a Marvel event, Devil's Reign. This is in the wake of one of the most visceral Daredevil, nay Marvel stories ever. The Marvel Universe's New York City stands remade and reforged, if not in Wilson Fisk's image, then at the very least in his spirit. So I just really love this cover by In-Hyuk Lee. It has Elektra and Daredevil, but they're both Daredevils. And I go, wow, this is a really striking cover. It's simple. There's not much splash background. It's just the both of them. And they're wrapped up together. They're joined at the hip, so to speak.
Like you say, I love that cover. I think it's, I don't know, there's something about it. It's tremendous, isn't it? It's yeah. So I was going to ask you about this one, Efrain, when I saw the image. So I've not really been following the current Daredevil run. I'm going to pick it up when it comes in trade. Is that what her size do now? Do they? Because it looks like they fire off like Daredevil's Billy Club.
I guess so. I know she had. It almost looks like those. I forgot what they're called. Her weapons of choice, but it looks like it's cut off or something like that.
Yeah. So our weapons are sai, isn't it? So where that rope is where the blade would normally be. So
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Interesting. Look good.
So yeah.
And then the next one. Sorry.
Oh, the next one. Oh God, it's grim. It's by Boom Studios. This is artist Jenny Frison. It says here, Jessica Harrow is dead, but her journey has just begun. Discover the world of the afterlife where Jessica has been recruited as a Reaper, tasked with ferrying countless souls to their final destination. But unlike the rest of the Reapers, she has no memory of what killed her and put her into this predicament. So she's trying to figure out why she's this entity now.
So when we were doing our picks, I picked this cover as well. I just loved it. I loved the cover street. When I read the synopsis there, that sounds right up my street. I really like the sound of that one.
Yeah.
So I definitely think I'll be picking that one up and seeing what it's all about, because it looks very interesting.
Now, when you pick up books, what makes your choice to pick more than just one of them? Do you have like, this may be hot, I'm going to pick up 2 or 3 or more? How many books would you pick up of one cover?
Oh, you see, now you're getting us into dodgy territory here. I don't pick up many new regular books because I prefer to read them in trade paperback. I enjoy being able to. I'm impatient, Efrain. I like to read the full story or a full story arc. But that said, over the last year or two, I have been picking up more books. Now, to answer to your question, the most recent one, what I tend to do is pick up a copy of it, have a bit of a read. If I enjoy the story, I might go back and buy a couple of the variant covers.
Gotcha.
So, for example, Punisher 1 has just come out, and I loved it, absolutely loved it, which I wasn't expecting to do. But it was a real good take on it. I picked it up because I was interested to see what all the fuss was about with the changing of his emblem.
Yeah.
Changing the Punisher sign.
Yep.
Anyway, I've now got, I think, 5 copies of that cover, different covers. And some of them were expensive, you know, some of them were like $60.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I don't know why I've bought them. But, you know, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to stay away from them, but I just can't help myself.
If I like the cover, I try to get 2 or 3, but I
Yeah.
leave it at that. I mean, I just, God, people just buying. I see people buying over 10 of them. But man,
yeah,
you know, even though they may shoot up in price and you may make your money, I just went, nah. I usually stick about 2 or 3 in that.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't buy multiples of the same cover. I only buy like different variants, as it were, and I don't buy them with the hopes of selling them on later on. I buy them because I like the story, and I like having multiple covers of it. You know, so for example, I'm just getting into Gideon Falls. I don't know if you've read that one.
I've never read it, but I know about it.
So I've read the first kind of deluxe edition and loved it. So I've picked up 3 different covers for issue 1 of that, you know, just because I want them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that kind of collector's mentality, isn't it? You can't help yourself.
Yep.
So my picks are a bit of nostalgia for us. I saw this one, Last Bot Stand, Transformers. I think this is going to be a bit of a kind of a Last Ronin thing for the Transformers.
Yeah.
Now, I love Transformers. I've read a lot of the very early stuff. I don't read much of the modern stuff, but this really kind of just, I think the cover's lovely and it kind of jumped out at us. So it says, when the last stars flicker and fade, who will be the only Cybertronian left? I just think that sounds pretty cool. So I'm interested to see what's going on with that. Then my next one is a pure cover jump, really. I was flicking through the advanced things and saw that, and just, I love a bit of Godzilla. I've really enjoyed the recent movies. I think they've been very good, and that just looks awesome. So I think this must be a series called Godzilla Rivals, and each one's kind of a versus. So this is Godzilla versus Gigan, I think he's called. And yeah, you can't go wrong with dinosaurs fighting robots. Do you know what I mean?
What I like about it, it looks like it's a one shot too.
Yeah.
One and done, you know, so.
Exactly. And again, that goes back to the previous, conversation we're having there, Efrain. I don't know if it's an age thing now or what, but I cannot be chewed with stories that go on for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
I like let's use We Live as an example. 4 issues, beautiful story. It felt like a full meal, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I could read it in pretty much one sitting and absorb the full story. So that's what I like now. I don't like this whole having to wait a month to see what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, comic books, Amazing Spider-Man, for example, has been around for over 50 freaking years.
Yeah.
And how they come up with different storylines, to keep people like, collectors, into them, it's not easy.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. No. And also, Efrain, again, when you've been around a little while and you've, been reading comics for 30 years, it's a challenge for the writers to give us something new or unexpected. And then when they do try and do that, we twist, don't we? Because, well, that's not my Spider-Man. That's not, you can't break from tradition too much, kind of thing. So, yeah, it's interesting. I much prefer reading like a trade or a collection of the stories, which is what I'm going to do with Daredevil, I think. Right. Well, last 2. So some interesting covers here.
So mine is by AWA Upshartes Primos. That's cousins. Basically, it's the ultimate Latinx heroes for the 21st century. Centuries ago, 2 Mayan brothers constructed a spacecraft that sent them hurling into outer space. They returned to Earth only to find that their culture, obviously, and civilization was destroyed. One of the brothers vows revenge and seeks to decimate the planet. But to prevent this, his siblings create a contingency plan that activates the world's protectors, 3 descendants of their own family who have been granted great power. And now, it says, now the fate of the universe lies in the hands of 3 cousins scattered throughout Central and North America who have never even met. So it's only 5 issues. I believe this is issue number 4. This is 4 of 4, like we said, just short story, 4 issues. And I really have been enjoying this series. Maybe because of my Hispanic culture, I go, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I've been reading this and I really like it.
That sounds very cool again.
Yeah.
Lots of good books, and I like that cover as well.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like one of those old kind of wrestling posters. Is it? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
it's meant?
think
Yeah.
our friend Attention Seeking Geek would like this cover.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah. Nice call out there, Efrain. I like
Yeah.
that. So my next one is I Hate This Place, and I know nothing about this. The cover jumped out at us, and when I was flicking through the first few lines, so I've just mentioned there that I've just caught up on Gideon Falls, and I've loved that. So this says for fans of Gideon Falls and homesick pilots. So I thought I would check it out. It says, after inheriting a farmhouse, Trudy and Gabby are ready to start the next chapter of their lives together, except it's already home to a mysterious force that's attracted ghosts, aliens, and all kinds of supernatural beings for decades. I like that. I like the sound of that. And it reminds me a little bit, it's a very old film, so you might not have seen it, Efrain, but a film called House. Have you seen that one?
I don't think
It's a
so.
bit of a horror film where there's all kinds of things going on in the house. It just made us think of that a little bit. So, like the look of that one. I like anything horror related, so I'll give that one a go and see what I think of it.
You think about it, how much our tastes have changed throughout the years. If we had started these videos 10 years ago, 90% of them probably would have just been all Marvel.
Oh God, at least Efrain. For me, 10 years ago, it would have been pretty much predominantly Marvel with a little bit of DC thrown in, but it would have been all of your kind of what I would say mainstream, clean superheroes, your Avengers, your Thor, Captain America, that kind of stuff. And now I've completely changed my tastes. I like a little bit darker. I like that. Saying that, mate, I think that's probably why the recent Punisher threw us so much, because I was expecting Marvel save Disney kind of, and it wasn't. It was
I really
quite
got to read it
brutal,
now.
you know. So yeah, well worth checking out that one. Okay, so these are our picks for the week of the 23rd, which is, well, if you're watching the video now, is next week. That's an interesting one. That's a Star Wars cover, yeah?
Yep, this is Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 19. I believe this is the character Bo-Katan. She's a Mandalorian.
Right.
One of my friends told me that this is her first appearance on the cover of a comic book. So that's why I chose this one. And I thought it was a pretty cool looking cover. Sometimes I like covers that don't have a lot in them. Just two people flying through air and just, a background behind them, and that's it. And I'm definitely going to pick this one up.
Looks good. Looks good. Not read a lot of Star Wars, but again, I like the cover.
Yeah.
So my next one is from the Black Caravan, which is a series that you mentioned, I think, on the last video we did. You looked at, was it Rad Skater or something?
Oh, yes. And that book hasn't even come out yet. It's been delayed. So I was like, yeah.
So this is from the same people, Black Caravan, and it's an ongoing series called Pentagram of Horror. And the reason I was drawn to it is it says each issue is a standalone story. So it's an anthology, a bit like Ice Cream Man, that kind of a thing. So each issue is its own horror. And it says for this one, My Own Hell explores the anxiety, self-doubts, and profound desire for recognition endured by creative people. So that just sounds a bit interesting. So again, interested to see what that one's about. I like a bit of horror. I like to be scared.
Do you notice the little on the left-hand side, upper left-hand side, it says plus 18?
Yeah.
Don't show your young kids this book.
Yeah. Excellent. So so there we go, guys. That's our monthly picks. Again, some excellent books there. I hope you go out and have a bit of a look. And let me know in the comments what books you've picked up in May and what you've been reading. Okay, Efrain, I think that'll do it for this month.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.